Quick note about today's episode. We do have a little bit of a technical difficulty with the audio for the first 20 minutes. It gets perfect after that, so thanks for bearing with us and enjoy the show. Hey folks, thanks for joining us. It's Kevin again, reminding you to go to YouTube, Patreon, EddiePepitone.com for all your Apocalypse Soon needs. If you're a Patreon subscriber, we're going to get you some extra Eddie Pepitone stand-up, plus this video of this podcast the day that it comes out, and some exclusive shout-outs. For the $20 subscribers, you even get some apparel. And now, let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nude men sunbathing in the park that we want to make our wives. It's time for another Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And here he is. He's got his Apple Watch. He's back from Chicago. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Welcome, everybody, as we are in the flight pattern of Burbank. Not international. Well, it is an international airport. We are in the flight path of a plane that is flying overhead. We're looking at beautiful men who I thought was a woman. And one day I'm going to make that man my wife as I look over at him sunbathing. And I am back from Chicago, and welcome to the podcast with no upside.
Hey, Kev. Hey, pal. Oh, yeah, you're not kidding. There's a man over there sunbathing.
Yeah, that's what drew me, and I already went over there and said, will you consider, running away with me to Cabo San
Run away with him to Cabo. I have been to Cabo. How is it? It's very nice. It's a big tourist spot. So,
well, yes.
Yes. There's I really tried to get off the beaten path and go and see what the locals were up to.
Be careful.
I know, but I like to get in the nitty gritty, and really, get down to.
What do you want, sir? I would like to be part of the local drug lord gang. Do you have a library card? Yeah. Give it to me. Can I get it back? No.
Not till you're done with being a pack mule for us.
Shove this baggie in your ass. It's a ham sandwich. I know. I want to eat it later. I want to hide it from my wife. What?
You are back from Chicago, dude. Tell me all about it. I was
oh boy,
bummed I couldn't make it, but I was celebrating my matrimony with the old lady.
You had a wedding anniversary?
And my birthday, all within, it all chopped up.
I made sure I was out of town for those. Too much thinking celebration. No.
Yeah,
that's great. Well, happy belated birthday. I don't need help with that. But happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary. 20 years?
Did I hear you right? Yes.
Saw that somewhere on social media.
Yep. Everybody kept telling me how different I looked. I'm like,
from what?
From my.
Oh, you put a picture of?
Yeah, the wedding photos and that.
Well, 20 years time ravages a person. I mean, I'm aging beautifully.
Oh, gracefully.
Yeah. Well, gracefully is a good word. I have some of my organs aren't working, but let's not talk about my Johnson.
Your organs always are in tune.
Sure, getting in tune, right in tune. So, anyway, congrats, Chicago.
Yes, tell me about it.
I'll tell you, I was so neurotic about the special. And guys, we're in the process of editing it. Me, Stephen Fine Arts, other people, and it should be out. We're thinking maybe the special will be ready by July and then shop it. So it should be soon.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We want to get it out before the big election.
Yes.
And by the way, this should be so much fun this summer. So much fun watching Genocide Joe and Donnie Little Hands, 34 felony count.
Oh, it's so great. I love everybody commenting on the felonies. Because people are like, well, he got indicted, so I guess back to business as usual.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
It's going to be crazy if he gets elected, because it is going to be, wow. I feel like it's going to be scary. as much as I cannot stand genocide Joe Biden, and he's a corporate whore, Trump takes it to another level of, basically dictatorship, and it's going to be nuts. Like the retribution, the revenge that he's going to seek on the people who try to throw him in jail.
Yep.
I've already sent him a nice letter, a nice note saying, I'm with you. If you get elected, kill who you have to kill.
Yeah, I'm on board.
But I'm on board with it.
Whatever we have to do.
I told you I have a whited hat. And then I wear whichever one fits the occasion.
That's beautiful. Just like the Super Bowl T-shirts, they got 2 of them ready to go. But so you're in Chicago. So I'm so July. That's exciting. That's
I think that's the target.
That's awesome. You guys are gonna be shopping.
Yes. So far, we have interest from the people who make underground radar. And the radar is to monitor people of a certain ethnic group. So it is the software they're using is state of the art, and they're interested in the special for some reason. But and then the other people who are interested will not give a name, and they only contact us via crossbow, where they fire a crossbow into a wall behind us. And Robin Hood, but he doesn't. I could be a woman, but I don't associate with it. You know what? I gotta stop being sexist. Women probably are buying more crossbows.
Yes, nowadays.
I know when I go to Ned's crossbow outlet over here, there's a lot of women.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of self-protection, a lot of personal protection.
Right. And be careful. If you're gonna jump a woman, look for the crossbow thing.
You gotta watch out. Just a full crossbow. Not pulling out of a purse.
Yeah, and please subscribe to this podcast.
Yes.
Look at what we've taken on already. Underground radar, crossbows, we're in the flight path, planes that can come down at any second. These planes can even be shot down over how shoddy the federal regulation is on the planes, and when they fall apart. If that was a Boeing plane above us, we just escaped. Me and you have been hit by fuselage.
Oh, yes.
But that's usually in the clubs.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want that black box will come down and get you. You got to be careful.
That would be funny if we were comedians and people started. Hey! Sorry, folks, that was a fire engine. You better turn it off. Yeah. Yes. I'm looking at you. Sorry, folks, but the fire department here is pain in the ass. Nonetheless, my house is on fire. Yes.
I don't know what that blast was all about.
It was nice. I think they got pissed that someone was in there fucking. Yeah. And let me tell you something, fire department. Someone's always in the way in this goddamn town, okay? Right. Me and Kevin have been relegated to fucking being under this tree, okay? We were almost killed by a tree.
That's right. Yeah. Man, I'm surprised nobody dug up that stump or anything. It's just kind of hanging out over there. Somebody told me we should get a metal detector. Look underneath the system.
For what are we looking for?
Treasure.
For archaeological treasure?
Yeah, because apparently, things that are under a root system could have been there for as long as the tree is old. So there could be stuff under there.
That could be worth, I think we're talking money here.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny, dude, is that I used to see people in this park with metal detectors.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, little guys puttering around with a metal detector, and I would always yell at them. I would yell, "You're an idiot!" And they had the headphones on, so they couldn't hear me, and I knew that.
Yeah.
So I took liberties.
Oh, that's
because they couldn't hear me because they're listening to.
Yeah.
They're listening for a hit.
Yeah.
And I said, "You're scum." I would yell, "You're scum, and you have no life." I would yell at the metal detector.
Well, I always like to throw like just metal shavings in front of it. Just be like, "There you go, fuckface. Good luck."
Well, what I do, I knew what time they came out, so I would bury $50, and they never found them. So I think they had faulty metal detectors. And that's another thing I want to tell you folks about. If you're going to get a metal detector, check it and see if it works.
Yes.
Right? A lot of people these days are buying metal detectors that don't detect metal.
Yep. It's sad. It's really sad. It's a futile effort at that.
Well, feudal, F-E-U-D-A-L is what they're looking for. Feudal paraphernalia from the Middle Ages. Mm-hmm. By the way, great show on this line of thinking. It's called The Detectorists, a BBC show with, I forget the guy's name, but he's pretty famous. He was in the Pirates movies.
Detectorists.
The Detectorists with Sir Toby. Fuck, he's a great actor.
Toby Fuck.
No, I can't believe I'm blanking, but look up The Detectorists.
Yeah.
About these guys who have it's a sweet show. It's only 2 seasons, like maybe 8 episodes tops, and it's a sweet show with a beautiful soundtrack. And just sweet about these guys who are metal detecting, and it's really great. And the character stuff, it's all British. It's great.
We have an absolute brilliant actor. Welcome to the stage, Tony Fuck.
Toby Jones.
Toby Jones. Okay. But Chicago, we didn't finish Chicago, so
I was very nervous. I got to Chicago a couple of days early. I laid in my hotel room. Chicago, I love that city.
Yeah,
beautiful city. I was staying in a great place and just got to walk around a little bit, but I was super nervous.
Yeah,
I was super nervous, and the team of Steve Feinarts and Grant Willoughby and all the guys who did the special made it great. And Lincoln Hall, where I performed, and the crowds were great, and
the 2 packed shows.
Yes. And so we did 2 shows, and we got a special love, is what they tell me. I just put my head down and perform, and I have no idea. I'm in a fucking crazy zone.
Yeah.
I'm in it. But the zone is a lot of fear, though.
The fugue state.
A fugue state.
You know what? I'll tell you this, and I don't know if this is how other artists feel, but when I look at a guy...
You're using
Oh, yeah. Well, I look at a guy like you, and from the outside, I see what you're doing. I don't see fear.
Right.
I don't see anxiety. I see a man who's, wow, he's doing it. And to hear that you're nervous is helpful to me, because as an artist, because when I think a lot of people look at the people they look up to, they think, oh, that guy's got it figured out, probably isn't stressed out. But then you say, no, I was nervous. I go, okay, then it's okay for me to be nervous, and I can.
Here's the thing,
too. You know.
Here's the thing, and this is what people mean when they say, "Oh, you're nervous." Good. That means you'll have a good set. What it means is that you give a shit.
Yeah.
And here's the biggest one, I think. You're up on stage, fighting for your life, and that's why what comes out of your mouth, you feel like you have to say, or else you just kind of, okay, I'm going to do this quote unquote art form. But it's more than that. It's like really literally having that tension.
Yeah.
Having that tension of, having fun, but, wanting to be an expression of truth and authenticity and all this shit. I get a little flowery when I talk about stand-up, because I always then think, oh, Eddie, you're so full of shit whenever I talk like this. But
you're not, though. Because I do think that it really is. It's a thing where, most comics, people liking us is held in high regard, for good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
We want people to like us. So when you take that risk, I'm going to talk for X amount of time, you're always taking that risk for your greatest fear that people don't like, that like hate your guts, and so you kind of have to walk that tightrope. I know for me, like if anytime I feel like something was off, then I get on the offensive where I'm just like, oh, you guys don't, oh really, and now I'm not cool anymore, and it's just it's gone. But yeah, I heard you went up there and pulled it off like no other fine arts. When we were watching you at the
Elysian?
The Elysian, yeah. Every time you go down a rabbit trail, I see fine arts just being like, how am I gonna edit this together? And then yeah. But so when he told me, he's like, everything went great.
Yeah.
We got a cohesive through line.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yeah, man, me too. And then I was telling you that I'm back now. And so that was a big deal. Celebrated for a couple of days with friends in the suburbs of Chicago. And it was so nice. My friends from New York drove out there. And also a shout out to Gary Goldman, who came out there, and he was there backstage for the special. Such a sweetheart. He introed me. One of the best ones, Gary Goldman. And anyway, I had a great time. And trying to enjoy it and everything. And now I'm back, and I was talking about this with you, like I'm back, and it's like, okay, what now? And I don't want that great feeling to end, and that's, I'm like, oh, don't go away.
Yes.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
But it's like, and you related that story. Tell that story about the writer. The writer who got killed by the wife. No, you said that some guy was very excited today to his writer friend. Hey, I just finished a novel. I'm so happy. And the guy said, David Pressfield. And the guy, the guy said, good. Start on your next one.
Yes.
And that's what it feels like.
Well, and in that story in The War of Art, it's a guy struggling so hard, literally leaves town to go rent a cabin for months, and is just, slaving away at getting this book done. Finally finishes it. He goes to his mentor and is like, I get it. He wants that, like, hey, good job, that kind of recognition and whatnot. And the guy doesn't give it to him. He just goes, start to get your next book going. I'll tell you what's going to be, I think will be perfect for you is, preparing for this special, trying to, look at this little fridge. Oh, it's so cute. Reeling you into this box of having you, now you're free, baby. Now you can do whatever. Everything's wide open,
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And that good feeling. Hello, guys. I hope you guys can see the dogs behind us, because that's part of the charm of this podcast. That we are surrounded by nature, trees, dogs, women.
Yeah, men that look like women.
Squirrels, ravens. When I got out here, you didn't see this, but there were 4 or 5 ravens in this tree, and they split. Yeah. But I wanted to just say, and wrapping up that whole thing, is that it does feel good. The pressure is on when you're filming one of those, because, a production company put in thousands of dollars. You don't want it to be a piece of shit, and it's legacy. I was thinking about that. People are going to see this.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But, it is all about preparation, and I've been performing so much, and that came through, I guess.
Yes.
We'll see.
I'm excited, man. I know that I have friends, and I could definitely say that your last couple of specials have been incredibly relevant to a lot of clients. Even one friend who has been doing it for over a decade, who's ready to come into town and watched your last special, and told me when I started working with you, said that special made me want to do stand-up again.
Was that Chappelle?
It was Dave Chappelle. It was Dave Chappelle. Chris Rock also said that. No, my buddy Zach Stein. He's
Okay.
going through a rough time.
Oh.
Your special is such
Well,
a-
you see, that's worth it.
Yeah.
And I hope this special has similar impact, on people. So we'll see. And I'm just really grateful that it's in the can and it's over, and I had all this help and support, including from you. Yeah, and stay in school and do as many drugs as you can.
That's right.
Well, I always tell kids, as far as doing drugs, if you are going to do drugs, make sure you conceal it properly. I mean, I think it's kind of not a good thing to say to kids, "Oh, don't do drugs." We know where they're going to do them.
They're going to do them.
Do them, but be very, make things that you could disguise them in. Like what I like to do is keep my drugs in a Fabergé egg.
Oh, yes.
Or like a tin robot.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep talking about robots today.
Well, I mean, hey, it's relevant. It's all happening. The robots, they're coming out. They're all the AI robots now and stuff. It's a wild time.
Cyndi Lauper is 70.
Yes, dude.
You saw that, dude?
I did.
And that is the kind of segues you'll get here at Apocalypse Soon, where we just go from thing to thing.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And it's all very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful day, by the way.
Gorgeous.
By the way, your people in Fresno are getting hammered by heat.
Dude,
Tell me.
It gets up to 110, and it's
there's a
dry.
heat dome now, and I'll
Yes.
tell you, the heat domes. By the way, this is all part of the global warming that's going to kill us all.
Yes.
And that's one reason I also got the special in. I'm happy is that I got the special in before the Great Collapse.
Yes. Yeah.
But
You
this
got to
heat
get it in.
is just, it's beautiful here though right now, but in mid California, I was reading Nevada, Central California,
Yes.
Arizona, including Flagstaff, Utah, they're getting a heat dome where the high pressure system, this is what I understand, I'm not sure how it works, but the heat doesn't move.
Right. Well, because it's a big bowl. Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Well, it's literally, because the valley is just it's a valley, so it's just a big, all the smog from LA, and
But we're not getting it now here in the valley.
No. Well, I'm
No.
talking about the Central Valley.
Oh,
like,
okay.
down past the Grapevine.
So what happens? Yeah.
Everything funnels down there. So
Okay.
the asthma over there is like crazy because
What's
of
asthma?
the asthma. People
asthma.
getting asthma is wild because of the amount of pollution that gets
You see,
stuck down there.
that's unlivable. You
Yes.
can't live. Sure, there's some great asthma sprays.
Some solid asthma sprays out there, but
But does that make up for a life that isn't well lived?
I don't think so. No, one of my best friends in grade school, he had such bad respiratory issues from the weather that he had to move away. I remember I was like 10 years old and they had
Of
to
course.
leave. Yeah. And they
Of
moved
course.
somewhere in Oregon. But yeah, it was wild.
The thing is that fuck, I've gotten older too. You're young, so you could
That's
deal
right.
with a little more.
I'm a young pup.
You're not that young. No. but like, I wonder, their allergy season out here has gotten brutal.
Yes. Absolutely.
Like, whoa, I feel like we're kind of past it now because I feel better. But man, there was a month period where I was just kind of moping around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have to take antihistamine every day. Otherwise, I get all gross. It's no good. Speaking of having to drug ourselves, should we do a guided?
Yeah.
I mean, we're back in the park, and I think it's time.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're 24 minutes in, and
It feels good.
we just wanted to get back to saying hello and everybody catching up to where we're at. Kevin, 20-year anniversary, a birthday. How old are you, bud?
I am 43 now.
Don't say that out loud.
I
All
know,
right,
I
let's
know.
not in L.A. because that's officially dead,
It's officially
especially for women.
Yes, that's right. No longer viable as a choice.
That's NLV, folks. No longer viable.
That's right.
What I do is I dye my beard white. I'm actually only 21.
Is that right?
Yeah, I have the aging disease.
The old Benjamin Buttons.
Ben Button.
And as the heat rolls in to the Central Valley and the allergy symptoms are out of control, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Okay, everybody. Sorry, I almost fell asleep there. Everybody, I want everybody to open up their heart. And I'm not talking about the people who have recently had open heart surgery. I don't want you to open up your heart that way. I want you to open your heart by consciously feeling the middle of your chest opening. Like, have you ever opened a can of sardines with that little clip that the can of sardines have? There's a little clip. It's like almost like an Allen key. Open your heart like a can of sardines. And a lot of you are cold fish, so in a way, that's very relevant. And open your heart and be open to all life has to offer. The beauty and the horror. And the beauty, as you know, is little puppies. We just saw a beautiful French bulldog puppy named Shuma, which I don't understand. I don't understand that name. And whenever I don't understand something, I get hostile to it. And that's how I deal with things that aren't familiar. I get hostile to it. You hear the little child running and screaming above us there, and it's not pretty, and it's not right. There's very little supervision. I feel like if I had a child and I saw people podcasting, I'd make damn sure they were not in range of the podcast, but we don't have that kind of fucking. Anyway, I want you to open your heart, open it up to the beauty and the horror. And the horror, even open it up to the horror, which is like people getting pushed in front of subways in New York City, which happens quite frequently. As a matter of fact, when people say, "Are you taking the 1 train?" the common response now in New York is, "I hope so." So open your heart to the beauty, the little doggies, the beautiful laughter of children who interrupt podcasts. I'm looking at a raven flying ahead and looking at nature and the circle of life. Also, I'm thinking about a prostate biopsy. So, I mean, there's beauty and horror that are intermingled, and I want you to take that in with your first breath. All the beauty and horror, the horrible stuff that's in your toilet, and the beauty and love that's in your child's eyes. At the same time, breathe all that in. And now, with your first out-breath, I want you to let go of all of the things holding you back. All of the things holding you back. Bills that are, all the bills that have accumulated, and they're just crushing you. There's no way to pay them because wages keep going down. The wages keep going down. You have to work many jobs, and you're tired and anemic. Let all that go. Let all the things go that are holding you back. The pin in your head that you had shoved in there by an intruder, and so many intruders are getting into people's homes now. Apparently, these alarm systems they're not really monitored as well as they could be, and people are getting pins in their necks. And just let it all go. Let it all go. The stabbing you witnessed at your local grocery store recently.
let that go and let it all go so you're free. And then with your final out breath, I want you to breathe in just a beautiful, beautiful life that you want. The life that you want. If it involves you being nude in a car, that kind of life where you're driving down the Pacific Coast Highway in the breeze and you're nude. And whether you have a Johnson or a honey pot, whether you have, a schlong or the velvet clam, and you're driving down the Pacific Coast Highway, and the air is hitting your privates. Just breathe that in, that's the life you can live. A nude driver who's on drugs with your genitals out in the wind and you're enjoying
it. Thanks for joining us on another relaxing guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone. Oh man, the velvet clam blowing in the breeze. It's the visualization.
That's a little flapping. It's it's flapping if you if you have
that's
the visualization that I have.
Blowing in the breeze, just free.
Yeah.
I always like the idea of I always wanted to be able to wear like a sundress, just to have full access, the breeze blowing.
Interesting, because I picture you a lot of times when I'm just fantasizing about you and fantasizing about our relationship. And, I just think, we've got a podcast together and we do stand-up together. Mm-hmm. We do shows together. Then my mind will go to, what if it went a different way? And I picture you in a sundress.
Yeah.
I picture you in a sundress, and I picture a big pitcher of iced tea,
Oof. Yeah.
That you've made for me, and I'm coming over. And I just have body paint on, no clothes, but it looks like I have clothes on. And you're in a sundress and you're on a porch. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful porch somewhere.
Eddie, you want some sweet tea, Eddie? Come on and relax on the porch with me. Let's feel the breeze.
Thank you.
My loins are out.
I just got finished delivering robot heads to Raytheon.
Well, why don't you just take a load off? And his son's been soaking in the hot sun all day.
Thank you, because the Raytheon thing is dystopian. I have to take each robot head out of a plastic wrapping and give it to... By the way, I hope you don't mind I'm naked. It's just body paint.
Oh, I love you. I love a comfortable man being comfortable. Now watch me spin in this field.
Oh, my God. I'm forgetting all about Raytheon and its capability of killing defenseless people around the globe, and also being turned on its own citizens. All of the wars, ma'am. I don't know to call you ma'am or sir, actually, but people who are in a sundress and make me sweet tea and spin in a field, I tend to call ma'am. But all of the war weapons we make are eventually turned on our domestic population. So you know that, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I just sip on some sweet tea and let that all kinds of anxieties just roll off my back like water off a duck.
It's interesting you brought up ducks, because in an alcoholic fit, I strangled a duck.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was walking by, and I was drunk. I had just gotten a free bottle of Kettle One.
Oh, lovely.
I just got a free bottle of Kettle One, and I started drinking heavily because I was trying to forget what I had just delivered, which were dildos made by Raytheon that kill. Like, it's a dildo, but it's also a missile. It's a whole thing.
Killer dildos?
Yes.
Oh, my.
I like the way you say, oh, my.
Come let those worries splash off your mind.
Anyway, I started drinking heavily, and a duck walked by, and for some reason, when I'm drinking heavily, I'm violent. and I just grabbed the duck and I started strangling it. Luckily, my wife came out on the porch, and she has a taser for when I have too much Kettle One, and she tased me, and the duck scampered away. Does a duck scamper? Yeah, I think a duck.
Come spin with me, Pepitone. Come spin with me.
Thank you. I feel like a lot of times when I give up personal information, people back away slowly, but you're the opposite.
Oh no, I want you to let it go and spin with me. Feel the breeze on your lower palms.
Oh, this is nice. So this is what freedom is.
Oh, America the beautiful.
Oh. That was a nice little impromptu sketch.
The amber waves of grain.
Should we do another?
Yeah. What are you feeling? You got anything in the back of the mind there?
I'm thinking of the Shell Oil executives who have pornography.
Oh yeah, that's good. All right.
During a shareholders meeting.
Not often does the public get to peek into the lives of Shell Oil executives. Not until now. And now, join us at a Shell Oil Business Corporation meeting with pornography in the background.
Ooh, fuck me. Oh, my God. All right, everybody. I'm your CEO, Tom Reynolds.
Oh, I'm holding it, baby.
And hey, Fred, I'm trying to address the crowd. Can you turn the pornography louder?
Ooh,
Thank you.
Breast is so
Thank you.
Filled with
fuck
milk.
me in the ass. Fuck me in the ass. Fuck me in the ass. So anyway, as you can see, our stock keeps rising. We keep devastating. We keep devastating small communities in the global south and taking their oil.
Me up. Somebody tie me up.
If you don't put it in my ass, nobody will.
Yes,
And I just want to say that this pornography is a gift. Is a gift.
Oh my God!
Is a gift from the Hilfiger Foundation that supports us and supports a lot of PBS. Anyway, as you can see by the graph, we are getting warmer as a globe, and
Take it all.
And they're, God damn it, he's fucking her. Anyway, we are getting warmer as a globe, and pretty soon there will not be.
Flip me over. Hang me up on that hook.
There will not
Swing me
be.
around.
By the way, if you can't see the pornography, come around a little to this angle.
Oh my God! I'm gonna blow it.
Look at all that cum, huh, gentlemen? Anyway, there will not be life on the planet in about 20 years, and that's why it's good the stocks are up now. Enjoy yourselves, folks. Fuck me.
If you look at the graph here, you notice we're on an upward trajectory, even though the environment is completely screwed.
Oh, my God, I can't believe you can swallow
We're
that much
very
cum.
excited for all the progresses we've
I
made.
can't believe you can swallow that much cum. Well,
pretty good.
folks,
Well, yeah.
I think that about wraps it up. In summation, swallow cum and money is coming in.
There's so much coming for you. And thanks for joining us on the Shell Business Oil Corporation meeting with pornography in the background.
I love that because I feel like it combines two of our greatest industries, oil extraction and pornography.
That's right, cash crops.
Yeah, cash crop.
Apocalypse Soon is sponsored by Factor, Eddie. When left to your own devices, it feels easier to hit the drive-thru than to cook at home. That's why Factor is here to make life way easier with their no prep, no mess meals.
I'll tell you, it's a really good idea if you're on the go. If you're like me and you now have a jetpack, I have a jetpack because I'm a minor celebrity.
Yes.
And it flies me over the city,
Not to brag.
And you left to your own devices, by the way, I start doing drugs. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's why you need Factor. You just pop them in the microwave or on a skillet and you're ready to go. With dozens of meal options to choose from every week, there's always something new to try. I've used it. I enjoy it. You know, they send it. They've got I like they got spicy options. You know, you can get some spicy stuff. Vegan. Yeah, they've got you can choose meals that fit your specific lifestyle preferences. They got keto, high protein, vegan, vegetarian, low cal options if you're trying to drop a few pounds. Yeah.
And if you're busy and you need a good meal and you don't want to, eat something crappy, you could have these at the ready.
Yep, it's just sitting there. You don't have to go to the store. They bring it right to your door.
Right.
Meal times don't have to be overwhelming. Head over to factormeals.com/PEP50 and use code PEP50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code PEP50 at factormeals.com/PEP50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active.
Do it.
That's beautiful. When I put together the best of, I saw the first one. I put the first sketch that we did of that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in there.
Have we gotten comments from the best of yet?
Yeah, we got some comments. Yeah, there's a couple of people that enjoyed it. It's mostly just people shouting out.
The key phrase there is a couple of people.
A couple.
And that's what we're about here at Apocalypse Soon.
That's right.
We don't cater to big audiences. It's just you, Frank, and you, Max.
That's right. Yeah.
And you, Andrew.
A couple, a few, a handful. That's our audience.
Yeah. And I love all the Patreon comments. I love that. I love interacting with fans. Sometimes I don't get around to it for a while because of, I don't know, I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Well, you get, because I'm logged into your Instagram as well.
God damn it! I knew someone was spying on me.
But you get a lot of messages. There's
too many.
A lot of responding and online feuds and
Well, there's a lot of people after me, not only sexually but violently.
Yes. Oh yeah, and it's So it's even you getting to some of those comments. I mean, it's just quite beautiful.
It's yeoman work.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. Should we do a driving in the rain?
We should. We absolutely should.
All right. You twisted my arm.
Yeah. I love the driving in the rain just because I always love the old detective movies and stuff stuff. So it's always great. All right. And now, Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
I started driving at 9 a.m. this morning in my Uber/Lyft/limo/Bloodmobile/Uber Eats/DoorDash/Instacart/Tires/Riss/ singer for Rush / on a typewriter. I started driving 6 a.m. and it was sunny, but now things had turned ominous indeed. If you've ever seen the movie Hamlet, when the ghosts say your father's here or something like that, I could never stick with Shakespeare because I was high. The rain started coming down here in Los Angeles, and it took no prisoners. It was killing everybody, much the way the IDF does, the Israeli Defense Forces. Doesn't matter if it's Israeli citizens or Palestinians, they kill everything, and that's how this rain was coming down. The rain came down so hard that I thought my car was being beaten by a large, giant, drunk person. That's the best analogy I could come up with. I'm tired from Chicago. The rain was coming down. It was coming down like the feet of children on a pavement running for the ice cream man, who they knew was a pedophile, yet they had to have the soft serve. They knew the dangers, but they wanted soft serve. That's how the rain was coming down like the feet of children running toward a pedophile who had terrific ice cream. And by the way, always monitor your children, not only where they're going and who they're with, but their blood pressure, how much oxygen, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I had to deliver. This was my last run of the night since I started at 6 a.m. and the rain was smashing into my car the way a demolition derby driver would smash into another demolition derby driver. Or just the way people smash into each other in the Trader Joe's parking lot out here in Los Angeles. The rain smashing into my car like an out-of-control school child who had nothing to live for anymore because he realized who his parents was. Anyway, by the way, if you do have this epiphany that your parents are pieces of shit and you have nothing to live for, call 1-800-PARENTS, and there'll be somebody to help you there. But anyway, I had to deliver a large bean burrito, extra spicy, black beans with just one pinto bean. The guy I was delivering it to was so particular. He loved black pinto beans, but he also liked just a slight hint of pinto. And he was the guy who ran the weather monitoring device in the Central Valley, the heat dome meister himself, Timmy Lippin. Mr. Lippin had a fucked up last name that wasn't even pronounceable. Anyway, Timothy, he had a temper as well because he was always monitoring God-forsaken heat domes that were mentioned earlier in this podcast. Al, what is this guy talking about? Margaret, leave him alone. He's doing Driving in the Rain. We have no business being in this sketch at all. And people who are listening to this podcast for the first time have no idea who we are. They're like, what the fuck? It's already a challenge for them. And the rain kept coming. I heard Al and Margaret in my head, references to an earlier part of the podcast, and the flight pattern here in Burbank was horrible. Horrible. Boeing fuselage falling all around us, dead bodies falling around us, luggage, little dogs that didn't make it. Sometimes it's not good to bring a service dog onto a Boeing aircraft because they wind up in the drink, in the ocean. Sailors call it the drink, the ocean, because sailors are alcoholics, all of them. Show me one sailor who is an alcoholic, and I'll show you a sailor who is not a good sailor. He doesn't know what bow or stern. Anyway, I had to get this bean burrito to Tim Lupin, who monitors the weather, and the rain was battering my car like a corn fritter. You know the batter on corn fritters that make them delicious? That's how the batter, or shrimp tempura. When you batter shrimp tempura, that's how the rain was coming down. And another good-looking gentleman is sitting across from me. God damn it, I'm going to make these men my wife. Anyway, the rain was coming down so hard. The rain was coming down harder than a calculus exam for someone who had trouble with numbers. That's how hard this rain was coming down. And Lupin was waiting for me on the balcony, and the rain started coming down torrentially. The rain, because of all the atmospheric fucked upness from Shell Oil, their executives who just watch pornography, they fucking they make the climate so warm that the rain now comes down in buckets and it doesn't move, just buckets and buckets of rain. And I threw the burrito to the balcony of Tim Lupin. The rain caught it, and Lupin just was able to grab it, and he said, there better be a goddamn pinto bean in here, or I swear to God, I'll make that heat dome kill you. As I drove away, I realized that I was insane. Completely insane. Al, Yeah, Mugger. I love you.
Thanks for joining us on another Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
Well, we've done it again.
We've done it again, baby. We
We
made it
have
happen.
another podcast that I think was a tour de force.
Absolutely. Yeah, and completely unassisted by chemical enhancement. You know,
I'm clean.
I know. I'm clean myself. You know, I've got about 12 hours sober.
I've got 4 days
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, I had to celebrate last night after.
after being alive.
That's right. Yeah. No, I had a good.
Where were you?
I was at a good 5-minute set over at the Improv in the main room. And,
In the main?
In the main.
Nice.
Yeah. Everything went well. It was
Always good in the main. Was it a good crowd?
a great crowd.
Oh, nice.
Amazing. Yeah. Kelly had her Kelly Ryan and friends. It was Jesselnick and Santino.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Bruce and my buddy Ramsey and myself, and it was
Jesselnick Santino heavy hitters.
yeah.
So
it
they
was-
packed out the place?
Oh yeah, packed it out. So I'm feeling good, but I had to smoke afterwards.
Yeah, I had to.
I had to do it. I had no option really. All right, are we ready to wrap it? Are we wrapping?
That's it. That's it.
Wrap it up like a gordita crunch. Hey, folks, if you enjoyed the podcast, go over to Patreon and subscribe to our Patreon. We'll get you some exclusive Pepitone stand-up, as well as the video version of this podcast the day that it comes out. Go to eddiepepitone.com if you want to see the man. I mean, he's fresh. He's fresh. The uniqueness, the originality. It's coming out now. He's starting over. He's starting over with the new set, and it's beautiful to watch. So go over to eddiepepitone.com and find out when he's coming to your town, or come to our town. And go over to YouTube and subscribe over there. We'll get you some clips in this podcast and all kinds of segments. And I do split-ups of the guided meditations and driving in the rain and all that stuff, so you can curate exactly what you love about this podcast. Podcast.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And thank you again for watching. We'll see you next time on Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.
No upside.